Can I tell you that I'm wanting you? I'm in love with the way you move, and I think you should have a drink or two. Truth is, I wanna lie with you.
Okay, so this is the third part, the Snapchat Q&A. Again, if you want to take part in the Snapchat Q&A, I'll put my social media up on there, and you can take part in these questions. Send your questions in, whatever. Don't just send them in like whenever you want. Like I'll put like a notification up saying like I'm going to be doing a Snapchat Q&A, and then you can send your questions in, and then I'll be able to answer it. So next question. Momo asks, what specialty do you want to go in? Cardiology. What does GP have? Why does GP have a bad reputation? Okay, GPs, I don't think they have a bad reputation. I just think that like as a GP, you're not okay. If I want to give my personal opinion on GPs, I just think like I did medicine, right, to do like more hands-on medicine, and like me personally, like I want to do sort of surgery stuff like that, and that's fine, that's my opinion. Other people might want to do GP because like they're diagnosing people like first hand, so like people might come in with like a cancer or something, and you've just diagnosed them and like transferred them onto like an oncologist. So I wouldn't say it's got a bad reputation. It's just like not everyone wants to be diagnosing people. A lot more people want to be doing hands-on medicine or working in hospitals. That's what they're like attracted to in medicine, but it doesn't have a bad reputation. Ayub asked, how different are the medical school exams to A-level GCSE exams? What is the style of questions? Okay, style of questions, it's MCQ. Most unis do MCQ and then like a long answer exam paper. How different are the exams? Different is very hard. And it doesn't have a solid mark scheme. So like in GCSE A level, you have like, you know, if you mention for chemistry what is an isotope is an element with the same number of neutrons, the same number of protons but a different number of neutrons. You have to mention the fact that they've got the same number of protons just to get the mark, and then you get the second mark for saying that it's got a different number of neutrons. Now in medicine, it's not like that. You get like half marks if the marker thinks like, yeah, you know what, I'm feeling generous today, so let us give him half a mark because he's put a bit of effort in. If he's talking absolute garbage, then you don't get any marks. If you know the answer but like you haven't mentioned like mark scheme points, you'll probably still get the mark. So it's not like A-level GCSE in that sense. Okay, so if you're able to get 3 A's at A-level, will you be able to handle the pressure for medicine? How did you get offers for medicine when you got a D for AS? So when I got a D for AS, I bloody begged my economics teacher to give me like a high predicted grade. And he always thought, and his theory was, this was genuinely his theory. He was like, you know what, Asians are good at economics, so I'll give you a high predicted grade because I've got faith in you that you can pull your grade up. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going to complain. If it works, it works. So that's why he pulled my predicted grade up. And will you be able to handle the pressure for medicine? Yes, you will. 3 A's, you know, if you can get 3 A's in A-level, you can definitely handle it. In my first year I got B, B, C, D, and alhamdulillah, I'm coping well with medicine, so why wouldn't you? Can you eat during lectures? It depends on your lecturer. Some people get flipping annoyed. I remember someone pulled out a bit of food and the lecturer probably embarrassed them in front of everyone. So like, just be careful. Ask maybe beforehand. But like some lectures, yeah, you probably can't eat. How did realising opportunities help you when you applied for medicine? Realising opportunities helped me because they got me lower offers. And plus I was able to do like all these different experiences like in applying to medicine. So like I think there was a realising opportunity summer school which I experienced in Leicester, I think it was Leicester or somewhere, or Nottingham maybe, but like I wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't for realising opportunities, things like this. And like I could speak to medical students like first hand, that like which I never had access to before realising opportunities, so it does help. Is medicine year 1 and 2 really as boring as people say? Right, at first it's not boring, but halfway through, when you just got lectures and lectures and piling on lectures, and like you have to catch up on a shitload of work, it gets boring. That point is very low. But you just have to pull through. Just drink a coffee, get through it. That's life. What to expect in first year? Don't expect it to be too hard. Like I said many times, like just make the most of the first year. Would you be at a disadvantage if you didn't take maths at A level when applying? Right. There's a big misconception where people think that you have to do maths to get into medicine at A level. Now, maths is not compulsory at all. I don't think any uni asks for maths specifically. Now, it will help you because maths is classed as an academic subject, and if you can get a good grade in maths, then you'll manage to cope with medicine. But it's not compulsory. You won't be at a disadvantage. Just make sure your other course that you're doing at A level is an academic course, so nothing like art or photography, because chances are a lot of unis won't look at that highly. What are the requirements to get into medicine abroad, like Bulgaria? There aren't really requirements in Bulgaria. I mean, I've heard people say that you need 2 Bs to get in, B in biology and chemistry. But I know people that have gotten with C's and D's, and I think I even know someone who got in with the E. So like, there aren't requirements. Bulgaria, they'll accept you. How many work placements do you need to do for medicine to be successful? Right, you can get into medicine with like 1 work experience placement as long as you can talk about it. Now, just doing like 10 medical work experience placements at 10 different hospitals doesn't mean you're gonna get in. Even if you do 1 work experience at a hospital or even a GP or any clinical setting, and you can talk a lot about it, like for example, you witnessed the communication that the doctors had between the different members of staff, with the communication skills that they showed when they were speaking to the patients, and how they would alter their language or the tone of voice when speaking to an elderly patient and with a younger patient, stuff like this. Like if you can mention this and you say like, and this is what I witnessed while I was doing my work experience at a GP, like they love all that. So like that's what you're supposed to be mentioning, what you learned from your work experience, your voluntary work. Not I did work experience here, I did work experience there, I did voluntary work there, I did so much work experience, take me on, blah blah blah. Like that doesn't get you anywhere. Okay, so Breadloaf asks, do I still have a shot at medical school if it took me 3 years to complete A levels? Took a gap year because my mother got cancer at the beginning of A2 and that too accelerated. So no AS results separately, 1 complete grade adding up AS and A2. Okay, sorry to hear about that, but yeah, like if that is the case, then honestly don't worry. Like medical schools are obviously understanding and they do take personal situations into consideration. So like obviously if that's the case, then you can apply for extenuating circumstances. You can mention the fact that your mother had cancer in your application, and you will like they'll take that into consideration, and you will probably get the offer. Like it's not guaranteed, but like what I'm trying to say is like it won't hinder your application because you had personal circumstances. If it was just because like you couldn't be asked or you failed your exams and you just started messing about and stuff, then that's when they say that they want you to do it within 2 years. Did you have to sacrifice a lot of recreational time doing medicine? I had to sacrifice a lot of time when I was applying to medicine, because applying to medicine was very hard. While doing medicine, I do sacrifice a lot of time, but now I'm just used to sacrificing time. Like it's part of the lifestyle now. So okay, so I recently did work experience. Long story short, I fainted. Now I'm questioning whether I'm suited for medicine. Blood and guts don't consciously affect me, but maybe unconsciously they do. Is it normal for medical students to faint or not? Be 100% okay with the things they see during med school. Am I still suited to be a med student? Okay, this is an interesting question and something I'll to talk about. Now, grab your popcorn, grab your tea, cup of coffee, some snacks. Now, when I was applying to medicine myself, right, I kind of had a little fear of blood, and it might sound stupid, but like, I just didn't like the thought of seeing blood, or like, it was a weird feeling. Like, I used to get shivers when, like, not like I didn't have a proper fear of it, but like I used to get a bit of a shiver when I used to see blood or like an injury. I was like, ugh. So and that kind of put me off for a while. But then I spoke to a medical student and a doctor, and I remember they said, like, look, you'll get over it. Like, it's common for medical students or like doctors to have that, but then they get over it, like, because you're in contact with it so much, because you see it so much in med school, you know, it's not a big deal anymore. So that's one thing, right? So I used to have a fear of blood. Now, as I'm in my 3rd year of medicine, like, I feel like I've got over that. Like, I can take blood. I've taken blood from patients. I've taken blood from my friends, and like successfully taken it, and it's been fine. Like, I've not even struggled, alhamdulillah. I've not struggled, and it's been, you know, I would say that I haven't got a fear of blood now. With the fainting part, so I don't like blood being taken from me, just because, like, I don't know, like, every time I get it taken off me, I feel like I always feel like tired or like affected for the next couple of weeks or so. So like, when I donated blood for the first time, like, I felt so groggy for the next couple of weeks. Maybe it was a psychological thing, maybe it wasn't, but it affected me quite badly. So I have a fear of that now. And like needles, I don't like the flipping big needles that they put into your arm. I've had a nurse who was for a Hep B vaccination blood test, and I knew she didn't take enough blood, because like the tube was this big, right, and she had like this much blood in there, and like I was thinking, right, I think you need a bit more blood, darling. And she was like, no, it's fine, I don't want to put the needle back in, so I was like, okay, fine. Come back home, and then I get an email from the uni saying, oh, Ryhan, you haven't given enough blood for the Hep B sample, so you need to go back and do this again in a week's time. And I was like, oh my god, like, this is delaying me getting onto my placement. Like, and I knew she didn't take enough blood, and she didn't listen, the bloody ignorant woman. So anyways, so that's why I don't like needles, and I don't like blood taken from me, to the extent where I've fainted twice or 3 times. So one time was when I saw a doctor taking blood from a patient in the hospital, and literally this is how they were doing it. So they put the needle, imagine, right, this is the crease here, and the doctor put the needle in, right, and it went in, and then she couldn't get the veins, so she was wriggling the needle around like this, and I was like, what the heck? And the room was so stuffy, it was so hot, and like, I remember all I could feel was like, I lost vision, I lost hearing, I lost my sense of smell, and then I just like closed my eyes and I just fell back, and luckily there was a wall behind me, so like I just fell onto that. And one of my friends saw, and he just came and he was like, he grabbed us, told us, got us a seat, put us down, and then like got us a glass of water. So that's one occasion. Another occasion was when I had blood taken from me and I fainted, but that was because I didn't have breakfast. So like, it does happen, and it happens to medical students. It might even happen to doctors, you never know. But the thing is, the chances are you get over it. Like now, all these fainting experiences I've just told you about, this happened before. Now I feel like I've got over it and it doesn't happen anymore. I've taken blood successfully now without fainting. I get my blood taken regularly because I have to do like Hep B again because of some complications. So like, I have to get new Hep B tests and stuff done. So and I haven't fainted so far, like, alhamdulillah. So don't worry about that. Hopefully that answered your question. Okay, so Joel asked, what percentage of people pass the medicine course roughly, do you know? Also, is everyone very competitive in medical school? The percentage of people that pass medical school, probably about 95%, probably even higher. I think I think it's like 96, 95, 96%. So we had about 100 people in our course first year. 4 people failed first year, and then like 1 or 2 people failed second year, stuff like that. So it's, but the year before, a lot of people failed second year. So it depends on thingy. Is everyone very competitive in medical school? Depends on your med school. Actually, to be honest, yeah, medical students are very competitive. Hamza asked, does the time spent studying medicine go quick? 6 to 5 years is a long time. Okay, so I've done 4 years, no, I've done 3 years of my degree already, which is crazy to think. Like 3 years, a foundation year and the first 2 years of medicine. Like, I still remember the first year of my degree, like the lectures and everything. So I reckon 6 to 5 years will go so quick. Yeah, so make the most of it. Rhoda asked, how do you study for medicine? What's your learning techniques? Do you watch videos, make notes, or... Okay, a lot of things I learned by watching videos. So there's so many videos out there now that, like, you know, on medicine, that you can, physiology videos and stuff. So I watch a lot of them and they help a lot. Okay, so Shakib asked, can I have a shout out? Do you think you're funny blanking me? Okay, so someone said they just got into Liverpool Uni through clearing, and his parents are very excited and want him to get a stethoscope. Which one would I recommend? I'd recommend the Littman Classic. So yeah, the Littman Classic is really good. Is the standard one that everyone gets. So the Cram asked, what was your first impression of med school? My first impression of med school was, I was just gassed. I got in, I was just like, shit, like, I'm in med school, like, this is pretty sick. I was like, I don't know, it's weird. It is so sick though, like, it is so enjoyable. Like, it's everything that you want it to be. You know, your lectures, I enjoyed my lectures, like biology, chemistry. Like, the people that I met were funny. Maybe they weren't the medics, but I still got along with people at uni and stuff, and like, it is just sick. Okay, now Swetha asked, I hope I pronounce it properly, I have hospital work experience, 2-week work experience in Canada. I have a blog. I did the bio and chemistry Olympiad, silver in swimming. I'm a maths mentor. Is that enough for applying for medicine in terms of extracurricular? Do I need things like care home and charity shop kind of thing? Okay. Please don't air me again. This is like my 104th time. Thanks, fam. Okay, that is, come on, like, that is more than enough. Like 100 times more than enough. Like, all you need is work experience and like, and maybe a sport, and that's it. But you got sport, maths mentor, work experience in Canada, you got a blog. Like, that's crazy. Like, this sort of things, like, you only start after doing medicine. So yeah, that's all you need. So, you know, don't worry about that. What's the weirdest thing you've ever had to do during the course? Debs asked. The weirdest thing, okay, the weirdest thing was, so me and my friend were in a clinical skill session, and we had an examination that we had to do. Okay, and actually two weirdest things, and one of them was where he had to put on fake breasts, and I had to do like a breast examination on him. That was quite weird, but you know, you get used to that. The second thing was, so bear in mind, this is like a friend of mine, a close friend of mine. So I had to pull down his trousers a little bit, and like to the point where you could see his pubic hair, and then like I had to feel for a pulse like around there. That was weird, but it had to be done. So just keep a straight face and get on with it, and never talk about that day again, and that's it. how long does it take to study for the UK CAT to get 800 plus? I would recommend study for about 3 or 4 weeks if you want 800 plus. Right, the rest of the questions I'm not going to answer because they're kind of repeated, but that is fortunately the end of the video now. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe. I've just given you like an hour of my time, an hour and a half of my time to make these 3 or 4 videos, and it's going to take me so long to edit all of these videos. Like, it's going to take ages for me to edit. So please make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and make sure you subscribe and click on that notification bell. It'll help me out a lot. But yeah, hope it was helpful, and bye for now.
Give me your love, you know you're bad like Rihanna. I'll do you good, no wahala.